Hello everyone, a very warm good morning to all of you. So today is session 4 in series of prelims practice questions on art and culture. I am Purti Garg, a national memory champion and a UPSC mentor. So in this series we will be covering complete Nitin Singhania, all the important chapters of Nitin Singhania with the help of questions. I will be uploading 10 questions daily. I have already uploaded 3 sessions where we have covered Harappan art and architecture in session 1, modern art and architecture in session 2 and post-modern art and architecture in session 3. Today is session 4 and we will be covering Gupta art and architecture. It is a very important topic and we get questions from this area, so please do not skip the questions, solve the questions and give your scores in the comment section below. Okay, like how many of the questions you have got correct, right? And you can follow me on Telegram and Instagram also. Search Sampurti Memory Booster and you can follow me over there. And please like the videos, share them with your friends and subscribe the channel if you have not done it yet. These sessions will be very helpful for your prelims covering complete art and culture, right? So the first question for today is, consider the following statements with reference to the Gupta period. So the statements are, the first statement says, it is often hailed as the golden period of Indian architecture. The second statement says, the art of sculpture reached its climax during this period. The third says, the Gupta rulers showed tolerance for all religions. Which of the above given statement or statements is or are correct? The options are 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only, or all the above. So you can pause the video, solve the question, take your time. I am telling you the correct answer over here. The first statement is correct. The Gupta period is often hailed as the golden period of Indian architecture. The second statement is wrong because the art of sculpture, it reached its climax during the post-modern period. Okay. See, the art of stupas, it reached its climax during the Mauryan period. The art of sculpture reached its climax during the post-modern period, and the temple architecture reached its climax in the Gupta period or the Gupta age. Right? So the second statement is wrong. The third statement is correct, that the Gupta rulers showed tolerance for all religions. So the correct answer over here is C option, 1 and 3 only. Right. Some additional points also I am telling you. The three principal deities were worshipped at that time. One was Vishnu, who was worshipped in northern and central part of India. Second was Shiva, who was worshipped in the southern part. And third was Shakti, who was worshipped in the eastern part of India as well as in the Malabar coast or southwest part of India. So these three deities were worshipped: Vishnu, Shiva and Shakti. Three principal deities, right? Coming to the second question for today, select the correct statement or statements from the following in context to the Ajanta caves. The first statement says they were inscribed by the Buddhist monks under the patronage of the Rashtrakuta kings. Second, the paintings in these caves are generally themed around Buddhism. And the third statement says it had more number of viharas in comparison to chaityas. So the options are 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only, or all the above. So again, pause the video, solve the question, I am telling you the answer. Here the first statement is wrong because the Ajanta caves were inscribed by the Buddhist monks under the patronage of the Vakataka kings and not Rashtrakuta kings. Right, so Vakataka kings is the correct answer here. The second statement is correct. The paintings in these caves are generally themed around Buddhism. And the third statement is also correct as it had more number of vihars in comparison to chaityas. And if you remember, we have discussed it earlier that the viharas, they were residential halls and chaityas, they were prayer halls, right? So I'll write it for you. Viharas, they were residential halls and the chaityas, they were prayer halls. Right. So answer 2 and 3. That means option B is the correct answer over here. And there were in total 29 caves, out of which 25 were vihars. That means there were more number of viharas and only 4 were chaityas. Also out of these 29 caves, only 5 were developed during the Hinayana phase of Buddhism, while the remaining 24, they were developed during the Mahayana phase of Buddhism. Right. The third question for today, the figures in these caves were done using fresco painting, and absence of blue color in the paintings is one of its striking features. Also, the reference of these caves can be found in the travel accounts of Fa-Hin and Yun Sang. Which of the following caves is being referred to in the above passage? Ellora caves, Bagh caves, Junagadh caves, or Ajanta caves? So you can pause the video again, solve the question. I am telling you the answer. The correct answer over here is again Ajanta caves. So please keep these points in mind. These are very important points. The figures in these caves, that means the Ajanta caves, they were done using fresco painting and it demonstrated considerable naturalism. Why naturalism? Because the colors were obtained from local vegetation and minerals. Also, the outlines were done in red color. So first the outlines were done in red color and then the inside was painted. And one of the striking features of these paintings in these caves was the absence of blue color. Please keep this point in mind. So the examples are Dying Princess, Flying Apsara, etc. You can see the image of Dying Princess painting over here. Coming to the fourth question for today, consider the following statements with respect to the Ellora caves. So now we are done with all the important points of Ajanta caves. So now we will be learning about Ellora caves. The first statement says they are newer as compared to the Ajanta caves. Second, these caves are on the stiff slope of the mountains like Ajanta caves. Third, these caves are marked by the presence of courtyards unlike Ajanta caves. Which of the above given statement or statements is or are correct? The options are 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only, or all the above. So you can solve the question. Take your time, pause the video. I am telling you the answers. The first statement over here is correct as the Ellora caves are newer as compared to the Ajanta caves. So the first statement is right. The second statement is wrong because these caves, that means the Ellora caves, they are made or they are located on the slant slopes of the mountains. Okay, on the slant slope of the mountains, whereas the Ajanta caves, they are located on the stiff slope of the mountains. So the second statement is wrong because the Ellora caves are on the slant slope of the mountains. The third statement is correct because they are on the slant slope of the mountains. So the presence of courtyards is one of the features of these caves. But these courtyards are not possible in Ajanta caves because they are located on the stiff slope of mountains. So again 1 and 3, that means option C is the correct answer over here. Okay. And there are total 32 caves, out of which 16 are Brahminical, 12 are Buddhist and 4 are Jain caves. Also these caves reflect a natural diversity in terms of theme and architectural style, and we can also see examples of triple storied caves in Ellora, right? So a very beautiful image of Ellora caves is given over here. You can have a look at that. Coming to fifth question for today. Located in Gujarat, a unique feature of these caves is the presence of a 30 to 50 feet high citadel known as Uppercourt in front of the prayer hall. Which of the following caves is being referred to in the above passage? Nasik caves, Mandapeshwar caves, Junagadh caves, or Ajanta caves? Now, if you can make out from here, even if you don't know about Upper Court or Upper Court, you can see it's written located in Gujarat. So, if you read the options, you very well know that Junagadh is a place located in Gujarat. That means the correct answer for this option is, for this question is option C, that is Junagadh caves. Ajanta caves and Ellora caves, both of them are located in Aurangabad in Maharashtra. Okay, and Nasik is also a place in Maharashtra. So Junagadh caves, they are located in Gujarat, and a unique feature of these caves is Uppercourt or Upper Court. So as you can see in the image, this 30 to 50 high feet citadel, you can see 30 to 50 feet high citadel, which is known as Uppercourt. Question 6th for today. Identify the correct statement or statements from the following with respect to the Nasik caves. So we have learnt about Ajanta caves, Ellora caves and Junagadh caves. Now let's learn about Nasik caves. So it says they belong to the Mahayana period. And the second statement says the presence of Buddha is indicated through the use of motifs and symbols. The options are 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2. So again, solve the question, take your time, I am telling you the answer. Now, if you read the statements carefully, you see that either of these statements will be correct because the two statements are contradictory. Because if there are use of motifs and symbols, that means it will be Hinayan phase and not Mahayan period, because Mahayan period we had Buddha images and not symbols, not motifs. Okay, so the first statement is wrong over here. The Nasik caves, they belong to the Hinayan period, and the second statement is correct because Hinayan means we do not have Buddha images. In Hinayan period we did not have Buddha images, but we had or we made the use of motifs and symbols like thrones, footprints, etc. So 2 only is the correct answer over here, option B. And it is a group of 23 Buddhist caves, that is Nasik caves is a group of 23 Buddhist caves known as Pandavleni. Keep this term in mind. And there are no images of Buddha because they belong to the Hinayan period. So there are use of motifs and symbols like throne and footprints. Question 7th for today. Which of the following statement or statements is or are correct in context to the stupas during the Gupta period? Now we are done with caves. Let's talk about the stupas during the Gupta period. So the first statement says the Gupta age saw a decline in the development of stupas. Second, the Dhamek stupa was developed during this period. So 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2. Again, pause the video, solve the question. The correct answer for this question is option C, as both the statements are correct. The Gupta age, it saw a decline in the development of stupas, and also the Dhamek stupa was developed during this period. So the correct answer for this question is option C. So this is a picture of Dhamek stupa over here, a beautiful picture. Now the next question for today is, that is question number 8 or question 38 of the series. Select the correct statement or statements from the following with reference to the sculptures in Gupta period. Now let's talk about sculptures. It was characterized by the use of cream colored sandstone. Second, the sculptures of this period lacked any form of nakedness. And third, the halo around the Buddha, around the head of Buddha, was intricately decorated. The options are 3 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 2 only, or all the above. So pause the video, solve the question. I am telling you the correct answer. Again over here, all the 3 statements are correct. The sculptures of Gupta period were characterized by the use of cream colored sandstone, and they were properly covered. There was no nakedness, and the halo around the head of Buddha was intricately decorated. So option D is the correct answer. Also during the Gupta period, a new school of sculpture developed around Sarnath. So you can see in the image Sultanganj Buddha. This is the image of Sultanganj Buddha, right? Question 39 or ninth for today. The Shavtar caves are associated with Ajanta caves, Ellora caves, Junagadh caves, or Nasik caves. Pause the video, solve the question. I am telling you the answer. The correct answer for this question is option B, Ellora caves. The Shavtar caves, they are associated with Ellora caves. So this is a beautiful picture of the Shavtar caves. The last question for today is, which of the following statement or statements is or are correct in context to the Kailash temple? First statement says it is found in Ellora caves. Second, it was developed under the patronage of Rashtrakuta king. And third says it was carved out of a monolith. So the options are 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only, or all the above. So pause the video, solve the question. I am telling you the answer. All the 3 statements given here are correct. As the Kailash temple, they are found in Ellora caves, and they were developed under the patronage of Rashtrakuta king, and they are carved out of a single piece of rock. That means it was carved out of a monolith. So option D is the correct answer. So here we come to an end of 10 questions, and we are done with Gupta age and architecture. We have covered all the points thoroughly. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like the video if you find it helpful. Share them with your friends and subscribe the channel if you have not done it yet. Tomorrow we will be discussing temple architecture. Again, a very important topic, so do not miss that at any cost. Stay tuned. Have a good day. Thank you.